All right, Bang Bang. Today is Wednesday. It's December 22nd. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports, the last original episode of the year. I decided I'm going to do a best of tomorrow as well.
Love it.
The people.
Love it.
People who got to work. You know?
You love the people.
I love the people.
Yep.
So I know I said this is going to be the last episode of this week. It's not. We're going to have a best of tomorrow.
Bonus.
Last original, yes, bonus.
Yeah.
And then next week, Monday through Thursday, will be all best ofs as well. But here we go. The last
Hit us up with
soon.
your best ofs.
What'd you say?
Let's poll the audience for best ofs.
I know. I have a list of some in my brain.
Okay.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Draft wise, I want to do something Monday that's like from really old school that a lot of people didn't hear.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
From 20, early 20?
Probably from 2020, yeah.
Okay.
Probably run back the bank robber. That was a big hit.
That was an awesome episode.
Yeah. If anyone's never listened to that one, go listen to that. Well, I'll post it again, either tomorrow or next week.
Don't do the 90s music draft.
Why you got beasted?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Ricky Martin, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Living La Vida Loca.
You were shitting on mine, and I won that bitch.
yeah.
You like that, Harry? A little too aggressive from me?
I've never heard that from you.
A little too aggressive.
Threw him off.
Especially around the holidays. I apologize, young Harry. That's no way to speak in these balls. But what's up, guys? Dante, how are you?
Good, man. I'm just trying to avoid the COVID that, like, everybody in the fucking world has right now.
Fuck. What? I don't like.
I was driving by. They opened these like impromptu testing centers, 2 of them on Chicago Avenue. I don't know. The line for each of them was 40, 50 people.
Dude, mobbed. There's one near my house on Grand. It's the minute they open in the morning till like 10 o'clock at night, lines. It's nuts.
Dude, people were fucking joking around about Omicron. That motherfucker hit everybody over the head with that hammer.
Yeah.
It was like Porzingis when he got drafted, you know?
Dude, Dave and I were out in New York for the holiday party that was supposed to happen that got canceled. Like half the office, Barstool office has it.
Yeah.
Half the city of New York has it.
They shut down everything at HQ.
Yep.
Closed for a couple weeks.
Yep. The whole NHL is shut down.
Yeah.
Shut down the whole NHL for a week.
Wild, man. Wild.
Yep.
My voice keeps cracking lately.
Yeah, me too.
Is that a symptom
You got
of something?
COVID. It's Omicron. It goes after vocal cords.
You say that, but like I feel like we're not that far from that.
I mean, it very well could be.
Before we really get into it, though, I do want to say, Chief, you talked about it yesterday. It could be a hard time for people. You know, you maybe want to make the child happy or the children happy, and maybe you get into a little bit of debt. And
go to Upstart.
Yeah, go to Upstart. Everyone knows it's not a pleasant thing to dread looking at your credit card statements. So Upstart's there to help you. It's a fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan that's all done online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Rather than looking at the credit score alone, they consider other factors like your income, your current employment, your credit history to find you a smarter rate for your loan. And you can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. And the funds can be received as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. So that's great, too, if you need it on the faster end. So find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Eddie. That's upstart.com/Eddie, EDDIE. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application one more time. And once again, upstart.com/Eddie. Go check it out if you need a service that's going to help you be smarter. That's what there really is.
Which we all do. Everyone needs a service to make you smarter. I read an article recently that the number one thing that people stress about is debt. So this is going to, so it's something that everybody has to deal with. Nobody, I don't like feeling when I owe Dave $15, So when debt mounts up and it's like a real thing that impacts your credit, call these guys, call Upstart, get everything under control. That should be your New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
You're right. Dave is a shitty person to owe money to because he reminds you all the time.
All the time.
Does he really?
Dude, so we went to this dinner in New York. I don't even owe him money. He just spotted me because my card wasn't going through and I wasn't getting fraud alerts until after we left the restaurant. So he ran his card and, of course, is like, busting my balls. So I Venmo'd him right away. He brought it up on fucking. We were filming something the other night, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to cover Dante's ass the other night in New York." It's like
he brought
he
that
loves
up to
doing
me.
that.
He told me that yesterday.
Yeah, see?
He loves
that.
having a one up on
fucking
people.
told everybody. I'm surprised it's not on Twitter yet.
Yeah, he's just your prototypical Venmo guy too.
Oh yeah,
that kills me. You know that.
What do you mean?
I've gotten arguments with him on the
every
casino
single
floor.
time we've been to a casino. It's Ed, give me $100. I'll Venmo you right now.
Yeah, and it's like I make it a point to like bring the cash like separately, and it's like this is all I'm spending. I'm not going to the ATM because I know if I go to the ATM, I'll take more out than I want to lose.
You'll be going Upstart.
Like he doesn't understand that. What do you mean? I'll just Venmo you. It's easy as that.
Yeah.
It's like no. You don't understand. Like I don't do it that way.
Right.
I like to have.
You give yourself a budget.
Yes.
You are the only cash guy I know more than you is Keith. You are to the two guys I know that always have cash on them.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Always.
Yeah.
Always prefer cash over
Dude, you got to.
swiping
Nice.
cards. No, I respect it. It's old school.
Yeah.
And Mr. Portnoy Esquire, too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Director.
Of course.
My Worcester friend.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's the best. Over my friend from Worcester.
Yeah.
So what's up? So we did watch a documentary. It's kind of been all over the place, to be honest with you.
Juice WRLD.
Mm-hmm. It's we talked about it yesterday too in our episode, Chief. The Music Box series. It's 6 parts. We did the Woodstock one for the opening one, and then we did this one.
Yeah, dude. How is this part of the same series?
Did you watch the Kenny G one?
No, but I watched the DMX
Awful.
one.
So I haven't done the DMX. I did Alanis and Kenny G.
Yeah,
and now this.
it's fucking all over the place for it to be a series.
You know who I didn't know was the producer?
Simmons.
Yeah, this is like his. This is his 30 for 30s for HBO.
You're right. Mm-hmm. He's unbelievable. Like
it was a good show.
It's a great show, and like he invented 30 for 30. He's doing this now. Like he's a powerhouse, man. I don't think I've read him. I don't even know if he writes anymore, but I used to read him religiously, and now like these two have two very different but similar, I guess, these documentary series that he's crushed both of them. You have to tip your cap.
Totally.
Yeah.
So Juice WRLD on HBO Max, part of Music Box. If you're searching it, remember we said before it's one of those dumb things where it's hard to find. Although this one wasn't as hard to find.
No.
I feel maybe they fixed that.
I think they did because I just did the voice remote.
Did you?
Yeah, it worked.
One of the weirdest docs I've ever seen. It's 130 minutes, or it's 150 minutes total, or an hour and 50 minutes. Sorry, and an hour and a half of it is just behind the scenes footage with no narration.
Home
nothing.
videos.
Yeah.
So do you know that Cole Bennett kid?
So the name was familiar. I was like, where do I know this guy? Where do I know this guy? He's a Lyrical Lemonade guy.
Yeah.
Which is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Big deal.
But started like
Here.
lower than like original Barstool Chicago. And now it's like I thought he was like a producer. I mean, he's a videographer. He does music videos for all these guys, but he's so plugged in. So I think without looking into it, I'm pretty sure 99% of the footage was him because he was like this with the whole Chicago crew, especially Juice.
But at the end, he had his own personal videographer, though.
Yeah.
Remember that? And his manager was holding the camera.
Right.
A lot of it, some of it was like cell phone footage, but a lot of like the stage stuff, like, you know how it would follow him out on stage?
Yeah.
Because a lot of it was like from tour footage. I think that was, just him, getting stuff for video. So they had all this film that they put together for this doc. And the director chose purposely not to have a narrator.
Yeah. But it seemed like it was like Juice WRLD was narrating. Like that's kind of what
it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Like I sat there and like it was like, wow, this is like I wonder when it's gonna turn. And it took a while for it to turn, but I still was like interested the whole time.
Yeah.
Are you guys subtitles guys?
I'm not.
Usually yes, but I didn't throw them on for this because I couldn't figure out how to do it with HBO Max.
I am just because I'm like deaf and I'm so used to it now. And it was like really beneficial because there's so much freestyling in this.
Yeah.
Like he would just freestyle to anything. Like someone would be like in the back and he would be freestyling for 10 minutes. So seeing the words of everything he was putting together like on the fly in his head, I mean, the guy was like fucking brilliant.
I'm not gonna lie. I knew the name, but I'm trying to remember if I knew the name before he died. I don't think I did.
And to provide more context, Juice WRLD is a rapper from Chicago who died in 2019 at the age of 21.
Homewood.
Homewood, Flossmoor.
Where is Homewood?
Homewood, Flossmoor. It's they have an Amtrak stop actually. It's like one of the. It's like by where did Olympia Fields? It's like over there.
Yeah. So Southwest.
Yeah. Southwest. So I, like you, found out about him the day he died.
Yeah.
I had not known. Since then, I've listened to some of his music, and before this, he's really good.
Yeah.
But I did not know how fucking big he was. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, he
billion streams like per song.
He was like a supernova, man. He was like here and gone. I mean, he was 19 years old
when he popped. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, died what, 3 years later, 2 years later,
21.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was on the scene. He was huge. He signed a huge deal with Interscope. Went like triple platinum, like out the gate, and started working with fucking everybody, and then he died. And how he died was like watching the footage of. I mean, he obviously are we gonna spoil it or?
Yeah. I mean, it's
out there.
The story is there. He died. You know, he
overdosed.
Heavy into drugs. Yeah.
He was on a private flight back to Chicago, and it got not raided, but.
It did get raided.
Somebody tipped them off that they were carrying a lot of drugs.
I think it was the pilot.
You think so?
That's what they were kind of speculating. Like, we didn't take off. Like
we were late. They were 6 hours late for the flight, and he said they were kind of evil-eyeing him when they walked on.
Yeah, and they didn't leave right. They said that we didn't leave right away. Wait, he was on the phone. It was like 15 minutes. So they think, there was like heavy speculation. At least that's how I interpreted what they're saying, that the pilot tipped them off, and they did get raided.
Who was it? The DEA? Who does those raids?
I would assume the DEA, but I could be wrong about that. But they had like guns and like I think they said 41 pounds of weed.
70 pounds.
70 pounds of weed. So so it was like 3 firearms, 70 pounds of weed, and maybe something. And 4 bottles of codeine.
Yeah. So he housed all the pills, right?
Yep.
And ended up overdosing from it, but. You know, when it first came out, it was this like tragic thing. Everybody thought it was like natural causes or something. And then when more news trickled out, it was like, fuck, man. It was like, you can tell he was 21 because, you know, when you're that age, you think you're invincible, like nothing can kill you. And you don't think twice about doing something like that.
Was that ever confirmed though? That he just housed all that at the end when they landed? I don't know. Like
some of the people in the group.
I know that's been speculated.
Mentioned it.
Yeah.
But that was like when they did an autopsy, obviously, and they flashed up the toxicology report on the screen.
Yeah.
It was weed, coke, fucking morphine, codeine, choline. It was like a 14 like laundry list. Like it had 3 different strains of weed in his system. Like he was doing like, who has morphine? Unless I'm just like so out of it. But like,
that's what was like really sad watching this for me, because it was like it was so normalized, the pill popping and like the part where he put out his tongue and there's like 5 pills on his tongue, like dude, that would kill any of us. Like that would kill a fucking horse. And it was just part of his like daily activity. He was doing that like multiple times a day. So it's like you don't want to point the finger at his friends and loved ones, but it's like,
well, they did try to like draw a line where
they had an intervention kind of, right?
Well, they said the girlfriend was one who would get on him all the time about being like way too high and like doing like going too hard.
She banned him from doing lean.
Yep.
I remember that one guy said he would go do it. He's like, give me 4, and it's like 4 ounces.
Water it down,
into, yeah. And they're like, no, never give him what he says. So,
and they said right before he died, he agreed to go to rehab after the tour ended. So of course. It was
like the classic story, right?
Too late.
It's like,
too little, too late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was legitimately just an hour and a half of watching someone who's in a deep drug addiction, pretty much.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that was the part where you guys were talking about the videographer and the iPhone footage and all this. There were so many scenes where they show him like doing coke off his phone and like smoking weed and like, you know, mixing the, the codeine with the Sprite or whatever. And it's just like, it felt like you weren't supposed to be watching it. Like, this is like a private video that it's almost like he didn't even necessarily know the cameras were on, is how it looked like to me at times.
But then at times he was like, hey, don't keep rolling on this. Remember on the plane the first time? I was like, hey, don't like keep this rolling. Like, do you want a perk or like whatever? So it was like, it was pretty wild, man.
It was dark. Yeah.
I was very surprised. Like, I knew him as an artist. I was very surprised at how like likable he was.
He did not seem like a bad kid.
No. That's why I was wondering, like, where the fuck is this guy from? Because he seemed like kind of like a nerd almost.
Yeah.
2, he was so fucking smart. Like, I didn't know he went to law school and dropped out. That's crazy.
Did he? I thought that was a joke.
That's what I didn't. I
thought
was
they were
trying to
joking.
figure
I
that
mean,
out.
how would he do
There's
that?
no
If he was
way
19?
he could have, right?
There's no way he could have.
Yeah.
Freshman year
of law school.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
I thought they were like joking.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
did this, and then I just got into. I thought that was like a little spoof that they were.
All right, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But he definitely seemed like he had
Very intellectual. Yeah.
capacity for it. And I guess his mom is a teacher, single mom from Homewood, and she banned him from listening to hip hop his whole life. So that's why he listened to all those emo bands.
Yeah.
That's why that was his sound. Like, he had that emo sound of like the Blinks, you know, the My Chemical Romances. Those were his favorite bands growing up. So he kind of invented this genre of rap that like all these XO kids are doing now, and it's this
Well, and like
fucking
you saw
huge
him
thing.
strumming on the guitar at times. He could do that, and he talked about like when he was in school. Like, he's like, I wasn't good with school. I didn't really do school, but I was always really good with music. I love music class. And so he's like, I tried to just dive into that deeper. And they had like another home video that got a ton of views, which was like kind of launched him into that space. It was just like a random YouTube video where he had like the white kind of looking dog collar on. The craziest thing to me about him musically, I watched this documentary one time. I can't remember the name of this documentary. Maybe it was the Eagles documentary, but it was basically like Jackson Brown lived in an apartment above the Eagles.
Yeah, it was Hell Freezes Over.
Okay.
It's the best doc.
Great doc. And Jackson Brown, like these guys, the Eagles credit Jackson Brown with really teaching them the process of how to write a song, because they would hear him playing Somebody's Baby. She's got to be somebody's baby. Like, 8 a.m, over, like, do this one chorus, change one note here, change one note there. And he was just doing that over and over and over and over and over again until he got it perfect. This guy, complete opposite. He said that they would give him a beat and he would freestyle something like completely original for the length of the song, so 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Then he would do it again and be like, run it back. You do it again. Completely different song, different lyrics, different everything. Do it again. The guy that used the example of who was in the recording studio, he said he did that 9 times. He goes, you picked the best one.
Benny Blanco is like one of the biggest producers in the world right now.
Yeah.
Him talking, like, he said that he knew he was going to be one of the biggest stars in music.
Yeah.
Like, that's like high praise. I
had never heard of Benny Blanco before. You know who he reminded me of? Only you're the only person in the room who will get it. Was Jizz from Outside Providence, like a grown-up version of Jizz from Outside Providence, who just went the other way. He's not going to be the nerd anymore. He's going to be this music guy.
Hair, yeah, for sure.
So
he's huge though, dude. Did you watch Little Dicky's show?
No,
I did. He was in season 2.
Yeah, he was like in
I
a
gotta
bunch
watch
of Little
that,
Dicky's
Dave.
episodes.
I heard Dave's awesome. It's called Dave, right?
Yeah, it's fuck. You gotta watch that show.
I
Dude.
heard it's unbelievable.
okay, I'll give it a shot.
You gave me Yellowstone. I'll give you Dave.
All right.
But no, it was sad. It was all the above.
Yeah.
It was everything, man. And it was just like, that was just kind of how those people lived, and then nobody questioned anything. It's like, you're right. And you said like he was just a kid.
Yeah. The other thing that makes me think about is like, how the fuck do like people like Springsteen, the Rolling Stones, and these people who are still doing it lived through the 60s and the 70s doing, probably that times a billion, all the nights, all the different tours. Like, it is a miracle that people like, like Keith Richards and all those guys are like just out there forever.
No, you're right.
Crazy.
Those guys, quite the life.
Yeah.
Quite the life. And then I seen, like, I did some research afterwards. It seems like his girlfriend's kind of catching some heat. because she may have said something before how she's never seen him do drugs. I can't completely say for sure, but
she said that.
But I don't. That's what I can't find. I couldn't find the quote, but I saw a lot of people saying that she said that on Twitter.
There's no way she said that.
Which is obviously not the fucking best source. So maybe I shouldn't even brought it up.
I don't think she ever saw him sober.
Oh yeah, regardless. I mean, they were all just so deep into it. It's like when everyone's that deep, who's the one to be like, hey, maybe this is too much?
Yo, and I would say like he did drugs from the minute he woke up in the morning till the minute he went to sleep, but the guy didn't sleep.
Yeah,
he said that. He's like, I've been
he would take
for 4
drugs
days.
to stay awake. Yeah, for like 6 days straight. And like that part at the end when he was like really starting to unravel, and he was like, the minute the tour ends, we're recording. Like we're not going to sleep for a week. We're gonna do the whole album straight, and everyone around him's just like, okay,
fuck.
He was dead serious.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe that's wrong, but I don't know. Maybe it was somewhere else. But she says she knew that he was gonna die young before the overdose.
He said it. He said it himself
too.
at the beginning. Yeah.
Well, he said, and he had. I guess it was in a lot of his lyrics and stuff. Was talking about making it past 21 and all these things. Like, oh shit.
He did that interview with the blonde girl.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck she was from, but she asked him and about it, and he was like, yeah, everybody that's an artist dies young before their time. He was like completely at peace with it. It just sucks, man, because again, it's like whenever something happens that's totally preventable like that, it's like, those are the frustrating ones.
Yeah, you wonder how preventable it is. Like that's the thing where it's like I saw a stat the other day that drug overdoses killed more people 18 to 45 than like 6 of the next 6 most deadly things combined. And it's just like, how do you get control of this situation, because it's worse than ever.
It kind of segues into I wanted to ask, did you guys watch that Sick Dope show or series on Hulu?
Probably not.
I saw so many different ones about that kind of topic. I'm not
People
sure
keep sending it to me to do
Dope
it.
Sick?
To do it with you guys. It's Dope Sick. I thought it was like a
what's it about?
It's about the the Strackler family, the opioid.
I remember
the opioid family that like spearheaded that whole thing and fucking got like, if the entire East Coast is like opioid addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone where I'm from is like, has been for years too. So I've seen it up close and personal. One of my best friends is a junkie now. It's like the saddest thing in the world. But you can see why the overdose, statistics is as high as it is, because it only ends one way.
Yeah, I know. And you're always chasing that next. So you're like always flirting with the line, is what they say with this fentanyl and other things. So it's bad. It's really, really fucking bad. I don't know what what the answer. Now I'm getting that.
See?
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is, but it seems like there's no obvious solution.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to look some shit up. I can't find anything, but yeah. So
but great doc. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, it was definitely different. I wouldn't say it's for everybody. A lot of people might be like, "Oh, what the hell's going on?" But
well, I mean, that is not my world. Clearly, like I said, I didn't know who he was until I read about him in the headlines. But I was completely captivated the whole time. So I kind of feel like if it's for someone like me, and it's way outside of like my normal documentaries that I watch, and I still really enjoyed it, I think it'll be almost universally praised. I thought it was really good.
It seems like people are like enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard Simmons said at his podcast, speaking of him, he's like, why isn't this the same as Kurt Cobain? And I think a lot of the reaction to that is music's just not the same now. Where like it's just so spread out. And
it's the internet's democratized it. Yeah, but I do think, Kurt Cobain was a bigger star, and he was around for longer too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he died at
I'm
27.
not my point. Obviously, it was his, but he, numbers wise, like Juice WRLD's fucking like he
had multiple songs with 1 billion streams.
Yeah, he just dropped a new album. It's fucking crushing.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
He's got the rights to that.
His second posthumous album.
Wow.
Yeah, it just came out like a week, 2 weeks
well,
ago.
if he's doing all these songs, doing 9 versions of on the same beat, be like, you just pick one? That means he's got 8 others that are just hanging out there.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy man.
Yeah.
All right then. What's the word? You guys sticking around for Christmas and everything?
I'll be in Illinois for Christmas. Beyond that, I'm not sure.
There we go. How about you?
Yeah, I'm staying here. Cheryl's working. I'm actually glad I'm not having to go out east and travel.
How about this?
As bad as that sounds.
How about this? Are you guys in favor of the New Year's Eve playoff games?
Something happened. I feel like they did that initially and it failed and they moved out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
now
they
it's
did.
back.
No, they did. The first year was a disaster.
I thought it was 2016. I remember watching the Alabama-Washington, and then I can't remember, maybe it was Michigan State, somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. And like those were the games, and it was on New Year's Eve, and I loved it. And I was like, it gives me, because I'm not a New Year's Eve person, so it was like something to do. And then they did. They moved off it. Last year was New Year's Day, I know. So.
And then now it's back, right?
And now it's back on New Year's Eve.
I wonder what.
I wonder if it's just like a calendar thing.
Maybe.
So I worked New Year's Eve for like 15 years straight. Huge night, made a ton of money. I could not like turn it down. We used to do big parties at like Navy Pier, the Hilton, like thousands of people. So this is like the first year where I'm like twiddling my thumbs, and I'm fucking pumped that there's games on.
Yes, I love the games on New Year's
Now
Eve.
I'm like,
yeah.
It's good if you don't have anything to do. If you do have something to do, it sucks.
Yeah,
But like, what do you have to do?
You never know. Like, you might get roped into something by.
yeah, if you go to a party, you
significant
can't
other.
watch fucking football games.
Yeah.
If the party that I'm supposed to go to is going to be in Nashville, and it's all like Alabama alums, like they're watching the playoff games.
Yeah, but if like, someone else wanted you to go to fucking Zoo Lights, you would have to go to Zoo Lights. That's just
I
the way
take
it
the
is.
college football players. Yeah, no, for sure. But it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm sorry, but like we're prioritizing college football. Like it's college football. There's only 3 games left a year. We're watching college football.
One thing I do fucking hate is Saturday NFL games.
Oh, why?
Why?
I think
Get
that's
them out of
great.
my face. I hate the wild card fucking games.
I don't know if we can talk anymore.
No, come on.
NFL is part of the reason I hate NFL on Thursday too. Stick to Sundays and Mondays.
That
Keep it
wild
simple.
card weekend, especially now, you have 3 games each day. Like that, like how do you beat that? What are you going to do on Saturday?
Okay, I like stacking it because you can watch each game individually. You don't have to like flip back and forth or watch Red Zone. But it just NFL on Saturday just feels so like watching the Patriots on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch my team on a Saturday night.
What do you want to watch instead of that?
I don't want to watch TV on a Saturday. That's what Sunday's for. Like I want to be out, going out to eat, doing something at my bar.
You always need something while you're pre-gaming or whatever. You always need a game on.
Yeah.
So I'm very.
That was
very
like
pro.
like one of my best buddies moved to California a long time ago, and I remember like going out to visit him and being like out there on a Saturday, and it was like the Pac-12 game ended at like 10 local. So it was like, now I got 4 hours to bar. Like, what do you do?
Pacific Coast time is the weirdest.
It's so weird. Then
For
like you have
sports.
to talk to people. It's like I understand why people out there like aren't as big as sports fans because they just like.
Dude, the fucking
They don't have to.
the East Coast kickoff at like 9 a.m., 8 a.m. out there.
Yeah.
fam.
I think I would love that personally. Like I like it for the front half. Like I'm a morning person. I think Mountain Time, like having the Big Ten slate start at 10 a.m. to me that sounds awesome.
Being in Vegas on a Sunday is like the hardest thing in the world. To wake up, drag your ass to the sports book, and
It's tough, yeah.
watch those
And you-
games at 10 a.m.
You're walking there. People are going back to their rooms in heels. Like
Yeah.
it's like a completely different world.
It's tough. And then it's over by like 7 p.m. Like the night game's over at like
Yeah.
7, and you got all night. That's strange. One thing I am a huge fan of, though, is doubling up Monday nights like last night.
I could get on board with that too.
I love
They
the
used-
5
they
p.m.
used to do it
game.
week 1 too, and they didn't
Oh,
do it
it's
this
the
year.
Yeah, I
best.
don't know why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
I remember like back in the day, like 7-8 years ago, Mike and Mike would always call one of the games and be like an instant mute and be like, why the fuck am I listening to Mike Greenberg and Mike Golick do their show
Forgot
during
about that.
during the Chargers Raiders Monday night game?
I
Like, this
forgot
is
about
bullshit.
that.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. What are you doing for Christmas, Ed?
I mean, I'm all local, so staying here, never left, and going to the Arizona Bowl for New Year's. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
yeah,
I'm sure there'll
should
be a big
good.
party out there for that too.
Something's going on. Yeah.
So I was talking to Dan when I was in New York. He's seriously parachuting into the stadium.
Yeah, dude.
I thought that was like a Twitter joke.
I think it
It
probably
started,
started
yeah.
off as a Twitter joke, and then he became real.
I was for some reason at the dinner when they like made like the Arizona Bowl official, and it exactly that. It
Yeah.
started as a joke at the dinner, and then it turned into.
He's
a real
like,
thing.
now I'm like more worried than he is about it. I was like, are you going to practice this? He's like, how am I going to practice? He's like, I'm just going to go out there and do it.
Yeah, what's he gonna go to the fucking skydiving?
Dude,
place
I don't
and-
know. That's like,
The
on
one, the
Halstead?
zero
Yeah,
gravity.
what's that? Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah.
So what is he doing? He's parachuting in, singing the anthem.
Yeah, which I feel like is tough. Like,
You
That's-
gassed. I feel like.
yeah, you're gonna sing after that. Like, you got to pick one or the other. You know, like. But,
I think he can do. I
but
mean,
but him doing it is gonna be. And then how's he gonna get up to the booth for the first fucking opening kickoff? That's gonna be a whirlwind of a 10 minutes for Big Cat.
he's a beast. Well, they have a third. They haven't announced yet, but they have a third member doing the game with them.
Mike. Well, they,
announce it here.
they've been trying.
I can't.
know, joking.
Not because I know a secret, but because I was next to him when he was solidifying it, and I didn't ask who it was, so I don't know who it
You
is.
don't know who it-
But he locked it up. But
I-
yeah,
oh,
there's
okay.
there's a third person.
I know he was trying, but that's good then.
What are you looking forward to the most out there?
Honestly, I don't know. Like,
I mean,
it's-
you got the whole state at your disposal.
yeah, that's true. What, according to White Sox State,
Yeah.
Arizona's
What are
doing
you
that.
do the
doing?
whole
Just
state in one
just
day.
the Portnoy show?
Doing the dozen on Wednesday, and Thursday going like golf outing, pop punk, and then Friday I guess I'll just be fucking shagging.
What are you
balls
gonna
with
do
White Sox
without Kevin
Dave.
Deneen telling you how to fix your game?
I know. Wow, I'll be on. I think they got me like on hole 18 with Frank, so we'll just be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not playing.
No.
Okay, okay.
I want you to let everybody know out there that I am very upset that I wasn't asked to be out there, but that I would have turned it down if I was, because I'm not upset that I don't have to go.
That is the ultimate White Sox, Dave.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's always
like-
great to have an invite that you
You
can
got to
turn
be
down.
careful what you say now.
But no, I talked to Gaz when they announced it. I was like, "What are we doing for a party?" And he's like, "I don't think we're doing a fucking party." And then they announced the pop punk thing, and I was like,
You got to be careful, Dante. Now that you're more in the fold and you're like kind of part time now that's like a big thing. You can't complain about. not
"Dude,
doing
I
it.
had a huge. I actually, you can ask Dave about it when you interview him. I'll let him announce it." We had a great meeting when I was out there.
Oh really?
You in Portnoy?
I'm pretty official finally.
Oh good. I mean, you got a fucking major shout out in the company. meeting.
Yeah.
that was great. That was nice.
I know that
the,
was
the shout out was I saw Dante was in the top 10 for most page views and I wanted to puke. that was the comment.
He's been doing that part time. Is fucking
Right.
free time killer.
Yeah. So you're just outworking everybody
Credit
while
to
you have
you.
4 other jobs. So credit.
Wow,
to
are you about
Dante.
to go full time or you can't go full time?
I have been pretty much.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a full-time blogger for sure.
Yeah. But then this is like the Rico not argument. Like Rico's, he did a lot of things to qualify as full time. Like there's no like, it's hard to put a definition on what's.
Well, yeah.
is and what is
'cause-
not.
Yeah, because there are people who like don't blog for a year,
Yeah.
you know, so
Mm-hmm.
and they're full-time. So
We had a very productive and mutually respective meeting. It was like a huge weight off my shoulders.
wow,
That's good.
Well, congratulations.
Huge weight
Can you tell us
shoulders.
after?
Yeah.
The pod?
Yeah, I thought I told you.
No.
No.
I think I told you and
told me
Dave.
You told me like in passing that you're like more official now that you finally have an agreement, but you didn't tell me anything about this conversation.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
I'll tell
kind of want to just close the podcast.
Yeah. I'll tell you-
All right,
I'll tell
I'll
you
close
off
on
there.
that.
Yeah. So
Thanks
congratulations
everybody
to Dante.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Thanks everybody for listening this year. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it. It's been fun. We'll be back flying in 2022. That's the last original episode. Like I said, best of next week, best of tomorrow. That's it. We'll see you guys.